I've been a nerd since I was a baby, bro. Yo, planet Earth. Yo, listen, if y'all have not heard the news, I'ma tell y'all the news right now. Your boy just made 200 subscribers on the channel, bro. Clap it up, bro. I am so thankful, for God. 2, I am very thankful for y'all. Please, I appreciate y'all, bro. Y'all really be making my time on this channel, bro. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like, I was like, dang, it's probably gonna really be hard to get all these subscribers, bro. Like, y'all are really pushing me to like really want to be more creative and do more, and I'm thankful for y'all, bro. Like, thank you. I really appreciate y'all. You know, like, y'all just made my day with that joint this morning, bro. Like, I just woke up this morning, I was like, oh my gosh, bro, like, I just made 200 subscribers. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, y'all, like, bro, we're gonna try to get the 500 before the end of this year. So that is literally this year's goal. So we're gonna try to beat it. But without further ado, jump into the video. What is up, Planet Earth? It is your boy Earthy Live 3, y'all, and we are back, my dear stargazers, y'all. We are back once again with another video. So today, y'all, or tonight, really, tonight I am finally tapping in with Resident Evil, but I don't know nothing about Resident Evil. I literally don't know a single thing. Like, all I know is that it's a world. You got a jungle like Raccoon City, where it's like a bunch of zombies, but they're not really zombies. They're like some sort of like weird leech thing. I don't know. Some virus stuff. Yeah. I know Leon Kennedy. I know Claire Redfield. I forgot the dude name. It's like Weird Zerk or whatever it is. Dude with the white hair. They got the glasses and all that, and then got the armed and dangerous again John with his arm. What else? And I know Lady, how you say her name? Lady Demiscu. You know. But that's all I know. That's all I know. I don't know nothing else. Feel me? And I think Umbrella. I think that's it. Really, that's all I know. So, like I said, I really don't know nothing about the lore, y'all. So before we tap into Resident Evil 7, we are going to tap into the lore for Resident Evil. But I will say, right, depending on where Resident Evil 7, like wherever that is in the lore timeline, we're going to stop right there, and then we're going to play the game. Because I feel like, because I know it's Resident Evil 7, then it's Village, and then it's the new game that's going to come out. I don't know if I'll tap in with Village. You know, I might, I don't know. But all I know is I'm playing the scariest game, which is 7, and then we're going to tap into the new game. So yeah, get y'all ginger ale, get y'all some snacks, art, chill, lay back with your boy. We about to tap in with this lore.
The Resident Evil franchise has a sprawling timeline that interweaves its complex narrative across 8 mainline games, a handful of spin-offs, and countless DLC expansions. But how does it all tie together?
Well, largely it's pretty linear. What's not so straightforward is that the ever-evolving timeline takes in everything from corporate conspiracies and human cloning to the American president's daughter, and whatever the hell this thing is.
From the convoluted creation of the Umbrella Corporation through to the gothic horror of Resident Evil Village, via the crowd-pleasing, boulder-punching antics of one Chris Redfield.
Hey,
Bro, they got super soldiers in this joint?
Look
how dude just like punched that rock.
Village, via the crowd-pleasing, boulder-punching antics of one Chris Redfield.
Hey, my name's Adam, and this is the complete timeline of Resident Evil.
Okay, chronologically speaking, our story kicks off with a good chunk of backstory for Resident Evil Village, the main story of which bookends this timeline right at the very end. In the early 20th century, the main villain of Resi Village, Mother Miranda, is living out her life peacefully in Eastern Europe with her daughter Eva until the Spanish flu pandemic whips through her community in 1919, killing all and sundry. Eva's death sends Miranda into a downward spiral, and she ventures off
it's like
into
Alien
a
Covenant
network beneath the village to seek out death. Ironically, instead of finding a quick death, she discovers a form of mold known as the megamycete, a genome which gifts her with regenerative abilities. Armed with this newfound power and knowledge, Miranda seeks to use it to bring her daughter back to life. Miranda continues to experiment with the megamycete genome over
never
the
too
next
good to
couple
do
of
that, y'all.
decades, and she eventually creates the Cadu parasite, which will crop up again when we come back round to Resident Evil Village. Anyway, the year is now 1951,
that don't look like
and
a face
young
hugger.
British medical student has stumbled onto Miranda's research after getting lost on a hiking expedition.
This young whippersnapper turns out to be one Oswald E. Spencer, who will prove to be very important on this timeline. But I'm getting ahead of myself.
Spencer is impressed with Miranda's work, and it inspires him to undertake his own devious research into instigating the next level of human evolution. More on that very shortly. He even nabs a local symbol
Bro, I'm not trying to be that guy, y'all. Like, I'm really not trying to be that guy. But it is starting to really remind me of, like, Alien, bro. Of, like, the Alien franchise. Because, like, it's like the same stuff. Like, am I not tripping? Like, you know, they trying to, you know, mess with life. You know, dudes trying to figure out eternal life and all this other stuff. And he's super rich and everything. I mean, because what's that dude off the Alien, bro? I forgot his name. But it's the one dude, he made the androids and all that. And then, like, he was trying to find, you know, where he came from. And I think try to get eternal life from the John too. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying, it reminds me a lot of Alien, especially Alien Covenant.
Representing the sigil of the four houses of the area as inspiration for his iconic logo. A logo that also looks a lot like an umbrella. Speaking of umbrella, let's chart the origins of that despicable company.
Whoa. What's that?
Umbrella's origins.
In 1962, Spencer commissioned architect George Trevor to design and build a certain mansion and research laboratory in the Arklay Mountains. Trevor finally finishes his mad masterpiece in 1967, and it's a labyrinthine structure full of locked doors that make no logical sense.
And in order to hide the mansion's terrible secrets forever, Spencer, being the awful bastard that he is, invites the Trevor family to stay. And, well, they never leave.
Across the swinging 60s, he joins forces with university pal James Marcus and eccentric millionaire Edward Ashford.
Oh, he looked like somebody that's evil, bro.
A legendary African flower known as the Stairway to the Sun. This flower is said to contain powerful properties, and this is confirmed when the trio extract the progenitor virus from it. This virus has the ability to genetically alter organisms, and they immediately transport it back to the USA. Our evil trio then established the Umbrella Corporation as a legitimate pharmaceuticals company, as a cover for their totally illegitimate viral research, and their ultimate goal of creating a race of superhumans.
Bro, what the frick is that?
At least that's Spencer's ultimate goal. Ashford becomes increasingly frustrated with the other two, and he makes for Antarctica to set up his own research labs, which would later hold the Code Veronica project. Ashford never sees the Code Veronica project come to fruition though, as in July 1968, he's injected with the progenitor virus himself on the orders of all-round bad egg Spencer, and he swiftly dies.
He was succeeded by his son Alexander, who takes control of the Antarctica Umbrella Lab in an effort to keep his father's work going, albeit with more of a focus on cloning. Back in the USA, Spencer and Marcus take control of Umbrella facilities in the Arklay Mountains, just outside of Raccoon City. Spencer continues his research into the progenitor virus in the lab under the newly constructed mansion, while Marcus is appointed as director of the newly founded Umbrella training facility.
Spencer's plan is to create a race of superhumans dubbed Project Wesker, and this nefarious plan sees Umbrella kidnap a whole load of children to be loyal foot soldiers to Spencer's cause.
Oh, see,
and
it got effed and ran all over it.
Injected with the progenitor virus. Sadly, most of them die, except for a certain Albert Wesker, who we'll come to be quite familiar with across this timeline.
Wait!
Meanwhile, in Antarctica, Alex...
Ain't that the one dude? Ain't that the one dude with like the glasses and all that? That's the dude I was trying to sit there and say Wesker, bruh. Hold on. Let's go back a little bit.
Spencer's plan is to create a race of superhumans dubbed Project Wesker, and this nefarious plan sees Umbrella kidnap a whole load of children to be loyal
Project
soldiers to
Wesker.
Spencer's cause. And they are all brainwashed and injected with the progenitor virus. Sadly, most of them die, except for a certain Albert Wesker, who we'll come to be quite familiar with across this timeline.
Meanwhile, in Antarctica, Alexander Ashford's Code Veronica project is finally complete. In 1971, Ashford creates 2 clones from his family DNA, Alfred and Alexia. Fast forward to January 1978, yep, the 70s were seemingly sparse for the Resi franchise, and Marcus is making a breakthrough with his research at the Umbrella training facility. By splicing the progenitor with leech DNA, he creates the T-virus, or at least a strain that doesn't immediately kill those exposed to it. It just turns them into
this how you get the zombie Jones. Leeches.
Not sure which one of those is the better option, if I'm honest.
His research is assisted by 2 students from the Umbrella training facility, Doctors William Birkin and Albert Wesker. But their work together does not last long, as at the end of the school year, the Umbrella training facility is closed down, and Birkin, Wesker, and the T-virus are all moved to Spencer's Arclay research labs. Suspicious of Spencer's motives, Marcus continues to stay behind with his work and experiments on anything and everything from mammals to reptiles.
All of which will pop up as end-of-level bosses in Resident Evil 0.
What the fuck is that? Yo! The Ashfords.
The early 1980s are not a good time for the Ashford family.
Who don't love the 80s?
Remember Alexia? Well, she's grown up to become a 10-year-old child mastermind and is promptly appointed the senior researcher at Umbrella's Antarctica lab, much to the annoyance of 21-year-old Wesker. Keep up, Albert.
After learning about their origin as clones, Alexia and her brother Alfred vow to hunt down and capture their father, which they succeed in doing in 1983. With Alexander in custody, Alexia uses him as a test subject for research into her new version of the T-virus, known as the T-Veronica virus.
Surprise, surprise, the experiment turns him into a psychotic monster, later known as Nosferatu. Nope, not that one. Taking the failed experiment on the chin, Alexia uses the data she obtained on her father to inject herself with the T-Veronica virus.
What?
While she peacefully sleeps the effects off in a cryogenic chamber for 15 years.
What the
Don't worry, we'll come back to this mad child prodigy later
Hold
on.
Hold up. What is wrong with these people, bro? Like, I have not heard somebody do like one good thing. I ain't heard a single person say or do one good thing. Like, if you want to sit there and say the dude made clones with his family's DNA, if you want to say that's a good thing, I guess, I don't know. But obviously it's not, because sis just straight up, like, I don't know how. They're 11-year-old kids. I don't know how they did that, but they apparently, they went to track their father down, captured the father, then after that, experimented on him, and then turned him into something called Nosferatu, aka a freaky-ass vampire.
Lab's research on the virus, now headed up by William Birkin, has stalled. Umbrella have discovered that 10% of the population are naturally immune to the virus, and Birkin sets himself the morbid task of solving this unique problem.
His answer comes in the form of a bioorganic weapon, or BOW for short, known as the Hunter, which is born through splicing human DNA with the T-virus. Birkin's research and development continues across the 80s and culminates with the start of a little project known as the Tyrant.
That don't sound right. Oh, look at his fucking face.
Okay, it's late 1988.
Yo, you can't tell me that nigga was not evil, bro. Just look at his eyes.
James Marcus, who's slowly been going off the rails with his own brand of the T-virus research.
As an independent researcher, Marcus makes headway by continuing to experiment with leeches, and in some extreme cases, his own staff. And he eventually creates his magnum opus, the Queen Leech.
What?
His old mate Oswell Spencer is having none of this, though, and seeks to regain control of the
Yeah, light his ass up! Light him up!
Marcus and stealing his work.
I don't know what he got going on.
In a team of Umbrella soldiers alongside Wesker and Birkin.
Bro,
and they
don't tell me the leech got inside of him, bro.
Before dumping his body and his precious Queen Leech at a nearby sewerage treatment.
I wonder if they'll crop back up in this story. Spoilers, they do.
Bro, what the frick? Yo, everybody going to hell.
The 90s sees Umbrella
That's what it looked like, bro.
expand their operations across the Arklay Mountains and into neighbouring Raccoon City, with Birkin making significant progress with his research creating the superior G-virus in the process. Spencer commissions a gigantic underground lab to be built underneath the city, a job that he covers up by bribing Raccoon City Police Chief Brian Irons.
Oh, I remember him.
Brian's.
Fast forward to 1996 and the Raccoon...
Oh, that's a nice cat.
Fast forward to 1996 and the Raccoon City Police Department instigate the inaugural special... Fast forward to 1996 and the Raccoon City Police Department instigate the inaugural Special Tactics and Rescue Services Unit, or STARS for short. You are a pesky animal.
Although it's under the jurisdiction of the RPD, it remains a privately funded, independent venture, namely so Umbrella can keep their fingers in the pie. Disgusting. During this time, Albert Wesker is assigned to STARS by Umbrella, and he quickly becomes the captain of the squad's alpha team.
Right, we have finally reached the most pivotal year in the entire
I'm probably thinking of Dante, I'm tripping.
1998, a year in which a whopping 5 games in the franchise take place.
In May 1998, there is a catastrophic outbreak of the T-virus at the Spencer Mansion Labs, and a handful of Cerberus, zombie dogs to you and me, escape into the Arklay Mountains and start killing unfortunate hikers. In an attempt to contain the outbreak, Umbrella locks down the Mansion Lab and the T-virus begins to spread among the poor staff still there. Naturally, with the horrific nature of the Arklay killings, the stories emerging inspire a media firestorm, and the press start putting pressure on the RPD to get the situation under control. Chief Irons dispatches the STARS
Bro, they was on
Alpha
something else
and
with these
Bravo
games,
teams
bro.
to investigate the surrounding mountains.
Like,
with
even
Wesker
for, like,
overseeing
it's
the missions.
Tom, bro.
Unbeknownst to the rest
Like,
of his teams,
the-
though, Wesker's directive from Umbrella
cinematics
HQ is
is
instead
it's
to
all
gain
beautiful, bro.
critical information about the site's BOWs and destroy the mansion before it is discovered. Alongside that, he is ordered to gather information about the BOW's combat ability, specifically in their interactions with the incoming STARS teams.
Oh no. So, like, is that like an experiment? Oh! Why did John Logie scared me?
And so we finally reach the very first game in the Resident Evil timeline.
Oh,
which
wait, this
details
was on the
STARS
GameCube?
Bravo team's failed mission. The
Alright, see,
Bravo
that-
team
that I
make
didn't
their
know.
way out to the Arklay Mountains, only for their helicopter to crash en route, courtesy of a little bit of sabotage from our good mate Wesker. Instead of
Oh.
making for the Spencer Mansion, as per their original plan,
So,
the
like,
team
that
stumbled
virus
onto
has
the
made
wreck
him,
of a
like, not a
military
good- oh,
convoy
he was
with
groomed,
all
so-
the
but
soldiers
still,
very
like-
much dead. They discovered that the troop has
just don't
been
care at all.
escorting accused murderer Billy Cohen, and putting two
like
and two
Kylo Ren.
together and making 5, assume Billy is the lad responsible for all the brutal killings. They split up, and rookie STARS
He
member
looks like
Rebecca
he
Chambers
could
quickly
not do
discovers
anything,
an
bro.
abandoned train, the Ecliptic
That man just look like
Express.
a regular
Now,
street
remember that
criminal.
I said that James Marcus and his Queen Leech would make a comeback into this story?
Yeah.
Well, boy, what a comeback it is.
It turns out that when Umbrella dumped Marcus and his leech in that sewerage facility, the leech slowly ate away at Marcus's body and mind, effectively absorbing his personality. The end result was a reincarnated Marcus-Leech hybrid thing,
What the fuck,
hell-bent
nigga?
on revenge with Umbrella.
The
This
nigga turned
franchise
into a
is
Sith
totally
Lord.
bonkers.
What the frick?
Absolutely love it.
With Marcus back from the dead, he goes to town on the poor inhabitants of the train.
Oh!
And by the time Rebecca Chambers stumbles onto the train, they are all dead.
Oh my god. Oh, my
Undead,
toes.
I guess. Having been consumed by Marcus's army of leeches, Rebecca boards the train, encounters death row inmate Billy Cohen, and they start to investigate the express, keen to get the train back on its journey. Wesker and Birkin send in a team of Umbrella soldiers who succeed in getting the train underway, but promptly get chomped by the leeches. Rebecca and Billy manage to
What
bring the
the
train to
frick?
a stop, albeit a messy one, and emerge from the wreckage at the Umbrella training facility. Marcus, or the hybrid leech thing, reveals himself to Wesker and Birkin, and this leads the duo to activate the facility's self-destruct
What?
function. Caught in the middle of all of this are poor Rebecca and Billy, who navigate their way out of the facility, kill the Queen Leech, and get to safety before the place blows sky high.
Oh, that's a hard-ass cutscene, bro. What?
As they overlook the destruction, Rebecca allows the actually innocent Billy to go free, and she leaves him to go and help Alpha Team at a familiar-looking mansion. The game then ends with Billy
another
giving
mansion?
the cheesiest thumbs up I've ever seen.
Alright, so we with the main John, Resident Evil 1.
Okay,
right?
we are now with the OG Resident Evil,
Okay.
which details the exploits of Alpha Team in their mission to investigate the Arclay killings. Headed up by Wesker, the STARS squad includes expert marksman Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, the master of unlocking, top explosives lad Barry Burton, and helicopter pilot Brad Vickers. The team successfully land near the mansion, but are quickly caught off guard by a pack of zombie dogs, which forces them into the Spencer mansion. Separated, they each make their way through the illogical maze of corridors, encountering and surviving the zombified Umbrella staff, BOWs, and various other mutations. Meanwhile, Wesker is pulling the strings
reminds me of
behind the
Dead
scenes.
Space.
He strong-arms Barry into helping him set traps for the rest of the STARS team by threatening to kill his family.
Oh, that's
Chris
messed
and
up.
Jill survive everything and anything that's thrown at them: sharks, snakes, spiders, bad
The fuck?
dialogue, and they meet up with Rebecca Chambers on their way to
Nigga, this shit is just Gotham.
Wesker is
Like,
finally
what the hell?
revealed to be a traitor to Alpha Team, and as a result, he releases Umbrella's Tyrant Project, a
Oh, no.
huge mutated man-mountain, in a bid to kill the remaining STARS members. Chris, Jill, and Rebecca fight off the Tyrant, and thanks to the impeccable timing of Vickers' return with the helicopter, they all escape as the Spencer Mansion self-destructs. There's definitely a pattern emerging here, right? Amidst the chaos, Wesker manages to survive as well, albeit without the critical BOW samples he intended to gather, and he leaves Umbrella for good.
Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Okay.
Okay, a couple of months have passed and we catch up with Jill Valentine during the events of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Under pressure from
Wait.
Umbrella, STARS has been disbanded and nobody...
Hold on. So... hold on. So I'm just... Okay, so he survived because he got the T virus. But for all that happened, why did he leave Umbrella? Is he not loyal to Spencer? Help me out in the comments, y'all. I don't know if he's going to explain it, but help me out in the comments because I'm kind of confused about that.
Okay, a couple of months have passed and we catch up with Jill Valentine during the events of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Under pressure from Umbrella, STARS has been disbanded and nobody believes the team about what they saw in the Arclay Mountains.
The T-Virus has very much arrived in downtown Raccoon City, having spread from that gigantic underground lab that somehow remains secret. With the zombie population on the rise, there is chaos in the streets and the RPD is quickly overwhelmed.
That's horrible.
Umbrella, in a series of questionable decisions, starts deploying BOWs all across Raccoon City.
What?
Chief among them is the dapper Mr. X and the titular foe of Resi 3, Nemesis. Nemesis is given the mission of hunting down former STARS members.
What the
And keeping this momentum going, he begins his unrelenting chase of Jill Valentine. Across town, the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service, God, that's a mouthful, arrive and start evacuating anyone who's not a zombie. In her attempts to escape, Jill runs into UBCS team member Carlos Oliveira, and the pair take the fight to
That's messy, I
Nemesis
ain't gonna
while
lie.
trying to escape the ruins of the city. During their fight, Jill becomes infected with the T-Virus, leaving poor Carlos to fend for himself and find a cure for Jill.
Will she survive? We'll have to wait until later.
Well, I hope
because we've got a
so.
date with a blonde hunk. Taking place concurrently with Resident Evil 3 is the campaign to Resident Evil 2, which sees new cop on the block Leon Kennedy and Chris Redfield's sister Claire appear for the first time in the franchise.
Leon arrives in Raccoon City for his first day on the job in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. After encountering
Okay,
Claire
I remember
Redfield,
this.
who's searching for her brother Chris at an out-of-town gas station, the pair make their way into the heart of the city before getting separated during a car accident. Leon eventually makes his way to the RPD, which is completely overrun with zombies. After navigating the station's bizarre lock and key setup, it is an old museum after all, Leon
Literally.
finds himself down in the cells where he runs into
who
the
this?
mysterious Ada Wong. Ada's mission is to swipe a vial of the G-virus, and Leon agrees to go along with it, the naive heartthrob. As they're investigating, the pair are attacked by Mr. X, and they escape into the sewers where they encounter Annette Birkin.
What are you gonna do with that little ass pistol, Wong?
Annette injures Ada and informs Leon that he's working with a mercenary who wants to sell the virus on the black market. Leon, the fool that he is, descends into Birkin's lab anyway, swipes the G-virus and returns to Ada, who immediately holds him up at gunpoint for it. Annette pops up one last time, shoots Ada, and in the ensuing chaos, the G-virus and Ada fall into the abyss.
Wait.
As Leon tries to escape the lab, Mr. X makes one last encore before
who shot Ada? Wait, hold on.
Launcher that is thrown
it's so much information going on. Hold on, who shot Ada? Who shot Wong?
Immediately holds him up at gunpoint for it. Annette pops up one last time, shoots Ada, and in the ensuing chaos, the G-virus
the doctor
Ada
lady.
fall into
Oh,
the
okay.
abyss. As Leon tries to escape the lab, Mr. X makes one last encore before being dispatched by a handy rocket launcher that is thrown to him by Ada, who has miraculously survived her fall.
What?
Meanwhile, Claire encounters a young girl.
There's no fucking way.
In Birkin, and they manage to escape a giant creature by taking refuge in
she had a whole Palpatine like fall through
police chief
in the hole. Like, it's no way you survive
Brian
that.
Kidnaps Sherry and locks her in a neighbouring abandoned orphanage. As Claire mounts a rescue mission, a tyrant drops in on Irons, infecting him with a parasite. Irons dies and Sherry flees, while Claire manages to escape into the sewers, only to bump into Sherry's mum, Annette, who reveals that the creature chasing her daughter is in fact her mutated father. Turns out our Will had plans to sell his G-virus creation to the US military.
That's
a plan that didn't go
Birkin!
down too well with Umbrella, who promptly sent in a team to kill him. To save himself, Birkin injected himself with the G-virus, turning the good doctor into a repulsive monster. In the ensuing carnage, he destroyed a bunch of T-virus stores, which led to the Raccoon City outbreak. When Claire and Annette find Sherry, they discover that she's already been infected by her father, and the pair hatch a plan to find a cure from within Birkin's labs. Claire succeeds in finding an antidote, and in the chaos of getting back to cure Sherry, Annette is killed by her husband. Naturally, the whole facility enacts the now contractually obliged self-destruct function, and Claire and Sherry escape to an evacuation train, where they meet back up with Leon. Birkin has one more crack at killing them, fails, and is then caught in the fires of the exploding labs.
Resident Evil 3 again, here we go. Woo!
Okay,
I'm liking this, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm really enjoying this.
Carlos, being the absolute lad that he is, scavenges a cure for Jill because by this stage they're just lying around the waste of Raccoon City, and she recovers from her infection.
Woo!
The pair make their way through
sir.
a series of underground Umbrella labs in an attempt to escape the city before it's nuked from
What
the
are
air.
you doing with them little ass
No
pistols,
sure.
sis? Okay, there we go.
En route, they're ambushed by good old Nemesis one last time, and
Hold
Jill
on.
fires the killing blow.
Hold on, bro. What are they doing? Look at this pistol, and look at this. At this point, they just gotta blow up the whole city. You gotta blow up the whole city. What, like, sis, what are you doing with that little ass gun? What do you want to do with that little ass gun? You can't do shit. Like, look at that John, bro. Listen, Aries Spears said it best, bro.
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb on the whole generation.
Nuke the whole John, bro. Nuke everything. Nuke the entire city, bro. Bomb that bitch, bro.
Good old Nemesis one last time, and Jill fires the killing blow with the biggest of big f***ing guns.
Oh! Oh!
After defeating Nemesis and overpowering one of Carlos's corrupt squad mates, the pair ride off into the sunset,
teed
and
up!
Raccoon City is reduced to ashes behind them.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit! Never the fuck mind, bro. Hold up. Yo, that joint. Yo. Yo, what the fuck? Yo, how? Bro, how did I not know anything about the lore of these fucking games, bro? Like, how was I not tapped in? So I really was just like I basically was just underneath a rock this entire time, all these years. Cause what the frick? Bro, this joint was hard. Like, I'm sitting here, I'm sitting here talking about something. You gotta nuke the whole joint, bro. Whole time they dead ass bombed the entire city. Oh my gosh, bro. And then I'm sitting here talking about, so she got that little ass gun. Bro, she sat there and got the freaking, yo, oh my gosh, she got the freaking plasma gun from freaking Transformers Cybertron. If you know what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Optimus Prime's railgun from Transformers Cybertron, right? She grabbed that joint and lit that nigga up, bro. I dead ass scared, bro. What the frick? That was hard. That was so hard. Oh my gosh. Yo, that joint got me cheesing, bro. I should not be teeth and palm like this, bro. What the frick, bro? This joint making me want to play all the games now. What?
Alright, 3 months have passed since the devastation in Raccoon
Oh, this is
City,
Code
and
Veronica.
Claire Redfield is still searching for her brother Chris. Her search takes her to an Umbrella facility in Paris, where she is eventually caught in a sequence heavily riffing on John Woo. Umbrella locks her up in an isolated prison in the Southern Ocean known as Roquefort Island.
How did she get there, though?
There is an outbreak of the T-virus.
Was she not with Leon?
And Claire soon gets set free. Soon after, she encounters the world's most irritating Canadian, Roquefort Island. And lo and behold, there is an outbreak of the T-virus on the island, and Claire soon gets set free. Soon after, she encounters the world's most irritating Canadian, a floppy-haired lad called Steve Burnside, and the pair team up to escape the island. In their way stands Alfred Ashford, one of the clones created by Umbrella co-founder Alexander Ashford, and
that's the young bull with the sister with the clone. Oh, this is gonna. Oh wait, hold on. I'm about to shut the fuck up, bro. This is really good. This is really, really good. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me go back.
Ashford, one of the clones created by Umbrella co-founder Alexander Ashford, and, well, he's gone a bit insane. His time alone and apart from his twin sister Alexia has led him to cultivate a split personality, and he switches frequently between the identities of himself and Alexia. Claire and Steve soon break free from Roquefort Island, only for Alfred to divert their plane to the nearby Umbrella facility in Antarctica using the system's autopilot override. Crash landing in Antarctica, the pair finally defeat Alfred, who uses his final spark of life to awaken his sister Alexia from her cryosleep. She's not the only Ashford in Antarctica, though. Turns out Papa Alexander Ashford,
he's still there!
the other Nosferatu, is still around, and he's hungry for revenge. As Claire squares off against the hideous remains of Alexander, Alexia takes control of the situation and captures our heroic duo as they attempt to escape. Meanwhile, back on Roquefort Island, Chris has turned up searching for his sister. In his search of the island, he bumps into none other than Dr. Albert Wesker, who has gone rogue from Umbrella since the Spencer Mansion incident, and is there to retrieve a sample of the T. Veronica virus. With their goals both in Antarctica, the pair separately make haste for the Umbrella base. Once there, Chris saves Claire, poor Steve becomes infected and dies, Alexia is finally defeated, and that sneaky bastard Wesker makes off with Steve's T. Veronica virus-riddled body, all while Umbrella's Antarctica base, yep, you guessed it, self-destructs.
So it seemed like a lot of these drones always end up with like something blowing up and everything. Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles.
Next up on our timeline is the Wii Light Gun spin-off Resident Evil Dark Side
this the Wii!
Which largely regales the events of
the
Resident
Wii,
Evil 2 and Code Veronica.
But
it does have one story mission that is unique and takes our timeline a little bit further, and that's Operation Javier.
4 years after the disastrous events in Raccoon City, Leon Kennedy and Special Ops member Jack Krauser are dispatched to South America to apprehend cartel leader Javier Hidalgo, who has apparently infected his daughter Manuela with the Veronica virus. Leon and Krauser encounter and secure Manuela before proceeding to Hidalgo's complex. There, they defeat Javier, who has fused himself with the Veronica virus to become some kind of giant killer plant, and they escape with Manuela via helicopter. During the fight, Krauser's arm is wounded and becomes infected, and as a result, he's discharged from the US Army. This leads him down a darker path, as he contacts Resi Big Bad Albert Wesker to join his team.
What? Why? For what? Why? You fucking traitor!
Chronicles is next on our timeline.
Oh my gosh, what?
From Resident Evil 0, 1, and 3. But it does have a unique story mission called Umbrella's End, and I'm guessing you can figure out what that entails.
The year is 2003. Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine are investigating Umbrella's last known stronghold, a facility in Russia which is developing a new bioweapon known as the Talos Project. Chris and Jill, being the experts that they are, infiltrate the facility and destroy the Talos.
Bro, who's funding these niggas, bro? Like, dead ass.
Wesker again, here to take his final revenge on Umbrella. Wesker flings his coat into the camera like an absolute nutter. It must be freezing out there. And he tears his way into the compound.
Oh no, this
He
nigga really a
encounters
super
Sergei
soldier.
Vladimir, a high-ranking Umbrella leader who has been working closely with Lord Spencer to keep Umbrella going in the wake of the Raccoon City outbreaks. Sergei is no match for Wesker though, who quickly dispatches him and steals Umbrella's deepest, darkest secrets, which he then makes public. As a result, Umbrella loses its long-standing legal battle with the US government, a dispute that's been going on since.
That's probably the only thing I fuck with Wesker about.
Umbrella declares bankruptcy as a result. Nothing more exciting than court proceedings to bring an evil monster-creating corporation to its knees, eh, lads?
That's crazy. What? All right, now we're at Resident Evil 4 type shit. So those was like what, like the little DLC
with Umbrella
extended
a thing
Jones?
of the past. Resident Evil 4 kicks off a new era for the franchise.
Resident
John
Evil
get
4 is
remastered?
a largely self-contained chapter in the franchise, taking the series away from its zombified roots. The year is 2004, and Leon Kennedy is dispatched to rescue the American president's daughter, Ashley, from a mysterious cult in deepest, darkest Spain. He arrives at a creepy rural farmstead populated by a group of hostile villagers who have pledged their allegiance to the cult of Los Iluminados. The villagers are effectively being controlled by a parasite known as Las Plagas, with the cult leader Osmond Sadler calling the shots. Leon, after surviving chainsaws, giants, and a mutated salamander, finally tracks down Ashley to a nearby church, and the pair later escape to a castle which doesn't look...
Hold on, I gotta pause that, John. What the... hold on. Hold on, bro. So you're meaning to tell me, at just a simple time in life, a woman just wanted to save her baby. Then we got to like zombified leeches that make you do some nut shit. Then you got the super soldier serum in these plants. Somehow, both of those things mixed together create some like crazy shit that you would never see in real life. Then it's like you got these like big ass titans and shit, and bro, somewhere down the line, right? Just as all this is happening, you blowing up cities and everything. Now we got wizards, warlocks, cult leaders and shit. How did we get here? And bro, I don't even know what the fuck that thing was. What the... hold on, I gotta go back. What was that? What the frick was that? Hold up. Like, bro, look at this nigga. You can't tell me this don't look like the shit from Overlord, bro. You can't tell me that shit don't look like that, bro. What the fuck?
By a parasite known as Las Plagas, with the cult leader Osmond Sadler calling the shots. Leon, after surviving chainsaws, giants, and a mutated salamander,
bro, like, what the fuck?
Down Ashley
that shit like Tremors.
Church, and the pair later escape to a castle which doesn't look menacing in the slightest. Jokes, it's under the control of creepy man-child Ramon Salazar, another of Sadler's henchmen. When Leon and Ashley get separated amidst the castle's deadly traps, Leon encounters an old acquaintance, the lady in the red dress, Ada Wong.
Long time no see.
Oh!
Leon battles his way out of the castle.
What the fuck is that?
Mutated Salazar and makes his way to find Ashley at an offshore.
Wait, what happened to my John though?
Old acquaintances are like London.
Hold on. What happened to my shorty?
Red dress, Ada Wong.
Yeah, what happened to Wong?
Leon battles his way out of the castle, killing a mutated Salazar, and makes his way to find Ashley at an offshore island facility.
But what happened to Wong?
Are like London buses, it seems, as Leon then bumps into his former special ops buddy, Jack Krauser. Krauser then reveals that he and Ada are both working for Wesker to secure the Las Plagas parasite, and Leon, being the good egg boy that he is, defeats him. Leon then confronts Sadler himself, killing him atop the island's research facility with a good old-fashioned rocket launcher to the face, courtesy again of Ada. Ada then holds
get rid of that
gunpoint again,
my bitch.
And she makes off with a sample of the Las Plagas virus. Meanwhile, Leon and Ashley
she
escape
deserved
the
it.
island
I get
self-destruct
anything, bro.
sequence
She's
on
so bad.
jet skis. Resident Evil 4. What game?
Oh, this Resident Evil Revelations. But still, like, what the frick was all that?
Resident Evil Revelations takes place smack bang between Resis 4 and 5 and introduces the Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance into the mix, or BSAA for fans of acronyms.
In the wake of a bioterrorism attack that destroys the city of Terra Grigia, BSAA agents Jill Valentine and Parker Luciani are dispatched to the last known location of their missing team
Jill
members,
is everywhere.
Chris Redfield, who's now got massive arms, and Jessica Sherowat. The last known location turns out to be the Queen Zenobia cruiser, which is drifting in the Mediterranean Sea, seemingly abandoned. While there, Jill and Parker are ambushed by an organisation called Veltro, the folks responsible for the previous bio-attacks, and they are imprisoned. The BSAA makes contact with Chris, why didn't they do that in the first place, and sends him and Jessica in to rescue Jill and Parker, and they make for the Zenobia. Chris and Jill eventually reunite because that's what everyone really wants, and foil a plot to contaminate the sea with a virus known as the T-Abyss. At some point, they're just going to run out of names for these viruses.
That ass, like what, bro? I'm so confused with all this, bro.
Right,
like all these
something a little
monsters,
different.
bro. It just keeps
By
getting worse and
different, I mean
worse.
mostly the same, but now it's a film.
Just stay
The
home.
first of a trilogy of CG animated movies, Resident Evil Degeneration sees series stalwarts Leon S. Kennedy and Claire
Oh, wait,
Redfield
wait.
foil another raccoon.
This a
series
movie?
of
This isn't a game?
And by
Oh, this a movie?
right, time for something a little different. And by different, I mean mostly the same, but now it's a film.
The first of a trilogy of
Oh.
CG animated movies, Resident Evil Degeneration sees series
Oh, I
stalwarts
look, you wanna
Leon
watch
S.
this.
Kennedy and Claire Redfield foil another Raccoon City-like bioterrorism plot, but this time it's on a wider scale across the whole US. It kind of feels like you're watching a 90-minute long and unskippable cutscene, when all you want to do is explore a bit and shoot some zombies in the face.
Oh, shit. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to figure out. So they went back in the raccoon?
First of a trilogy of CG animated movies, Resident Evil Degeneration sees series stalwarts Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield foil another Raccoon City-like bioterrorism plot, but this time it's on a wider
another one
scale
just
across
like
the
it.
whole
Okay.
US. It kind of feels like you're watching a 90-minute long and unskippable cutscene, when all you want to do is explore a bit and shoot some zombies in the face.
So Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. This is another one?
A
Another
year or
CG
so
anime?
later, we get the mad conspiracy shenanigans of the Netflix series Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. After a civil war in the fictional nation of Penamstan, a
That's
war
what
in
this
which the
was?
US sent in a special operations
Oh,
unit
because
known
like
as the Mad
I think
Dogs,
I seen
Leon
clips of
and
this
Claire
joint.
come back together to untangle a potential
Oh,
cover-up
Claire looking bad as
related to
shit. Wait a
violence.
second.
Long story
Hold up.
short,
Oh,
their
hold up.
operations unit-
Hold up. I did not think that them animators was doing, yo,
Known
they
as the
really
Mad
doing
Dogs,
some
Leon
crazy
and
justice
Claire
right
come-
now. Oh. Bruh. Sis is serving face right now, bro. What the fuck? Yo. She look bad as shit.
Back together to untangle a potential cover-up alluding to the use of bioweapons. Long story short, there is a cover-up, within the White House no less, which Claire manages to, well, uncover, while the Blonde Curtains himself gallivants on a globe-trotting
Bro,
adventure
I'm
to
watching
try and
all
back
this,
to stop
what?
a tyrant-esque super soldier, which he naturally does.
That's not no
because
super
he's
soldier,
Leon
nigga, that's
S. Kennedy,
Trigon!
and the S stands
What
for
the
Stop
fuck?
using bioweapons.
Bro, it's so many Resident Evil and everything. What the frick? Bro, it's too much lore, bro. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, this might be more than Five Nights at Freddy's. What the frick? It is so much shit.
Fast forward about a year and our dream team, Chris and Jill, have finally tracked down the last remaining co-founding member of Umbrella,
Finally.
Lord Oswell E. Spencer.
Oh, they
Jill,
found
the
old
master
head.
of unlocking, uses a lockpick to break into Spencer's residence, and the duo make their way through the mansion until they encounter not Spencer, but Wesker. Having
Whoa.
arrived ahead of them, Wesker brutally murders Spencer by just punching him right through the chest. It's just devastating.
Type shit.
Wesker then squares off against Chris and Jill,
It's like
and
a
as
t-
the battle comes to its
Oh!
conclusion, Jill rugby tackles Wesker.
Yo,
out
I
the
ain't know this
window
nigga
and
had
both
all,
plummet
like, I
down
knew he
the
had some
hill.
crazy ass
Did
shit,
they
but
survive?
yo.
Of course they did. Wesker cryogenically freezes Jill in preparation for...
What the
Yeah, we're heading to Africa for Resident Evil 5, which takes place nearly 3 years later. The game follows Chris Redfield and BSAA partner Sheva Alomar as they investigate an outbreak on the Las Plagas parasite.
Bro, all the Johns in this freaking franchise, bro, they all bad, bro. Got me stuttering.
Driven to find his old partner, Chris continues the investigation, and the pair find themselves in the cave that started this whole mad franchise off in the first place. Yeah, they rediscover the origins of the T-virus, the stairway to the sunflower, and uncover a conspiracy involving the BSAA's parent company Tricell, who have been sneakily continuing on with Umbrella's research. Chris and Shiva eventually catch up to Jill Valentine, sporting a new blonde haircut, and wrestle her in order to remove a mind control device that is attached to her chest. To absolutely no one's surprise, Wesker reveals himself with another world-destroying plan. This time it's firing missiles containing a virus known as Ouroboros all around the world. Our trio chase Wesker down and eventually corner him in an active volcano.
Yo, why you like
because
that fire breather, John?
Not. Chris and Sheva take the fight to Wesker.
Never mind.
And in Chris's case,
like the fire breather
that
from
probably had friends and family that cared for them. And they eventually kill Wesker once and for all by firing, yep, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen, it's the crowd favourite, Rezi's big bad killer, an RPG right into his smug face.
Good! Get rid of him! That nigga was moving like the wind, like Prom Palpatine, bro.
Next up on this timeline is Resident Evil Revelations 2, a game whose story was heavily inspired by Czech author Franz Kafka.
A fact that I literally just found out while writing this timeline. To make my job even more complicated, Revelations 2 takes place across 2 different timelines. The first sees Claire Redfield and Moira Burton, daughter of ginger legend Barry, being kidnapped and imprisoned on
I don't remember Barry. I think was Barry in like 0?
And
he had to be in 0.
By a mysterious woman known as the Overseer. In a weird Kafka-esque experiment of sorts, the prisoners are fitted with bracelets that track their fear levels. Get too afraid and you turn into a monster. Ooh, symbolism. The second timeline, however, sees Barry arrive on the island in an attempt to rescue his daughter, a whopping 6 months later. The story then unfolds over 4 episodes, each of them named after a Kafka
This
short
a
story,
show?
and follows Claire and Moira's attempts to escape and Barry's rescue mission. Barry encounters a little girl known as Natalia, who reveals that the Overseer is in fact Alex Wesker. Contrary to popular belief, not a sister to Albert Wesker, but another child that has survived Umbrella's heinous Project Wesker.
Two Weskers? You gotta be shitting me.
The quartet finally manage to escape the island, if you got the good ending that is, and defeat Alex with, oh boy, is that, yeah it is, it's back, the most classic of Resident Evil madman murdering weapons, the rocket launcher.
Well, guess what? If it works, don't try to fix it, bro. That's all I gotta say. Damn, you did some crazy cinematography with that. Bro! This shit is really more than just the games.
Before we get into the madness of Resident Evil 6, we've got another jaunt back.
It's like the Mind Flayer
trilogy with the middle entry Resident Evil Damnation. Damnation is a considerable improvement over its predecessor and sees Leon S. Kennedy catapulted back into the story. This time around, Leon ventures to Eastern Europe to investigate rumors that
he really bull, yo, I ain't gonna lie.
Civil War. Obviously, they are, and he spends the runtime trying to clean up the mess, with occasional help and hindrance from the lady in red herself, Ada Wong.
My shorty back! Ah, yes.
Oh my god.
Alright, so we had 6. So we almost had 7.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up, please!
My god, where do I even start with Resident Evil 6?
What's wrong with Resident Evil 6? Is it bad?
Playing like a greatest hits of the franchise, Resident Evil 6 features a bloated monster of a storyline, with not 1, not 2, not even bloody 3, but 4 different campaigns and 7 major characters. The story kicks off on Christmas Eve 2012 with Jake Muller, the son of the late Albert Wesker. Hang on, when did he get busy? Yeah, Wesker.
No,
Fox,
literally,
being taken into custody by a grown-up Sherry Birkin,
okay,
who is
Sherry,
now a BSAA agent.
How?
Muller
Oh,
is
wait.
the
So
key to
wait.
creating a vaccine to the new C.
I think I see what he's talking about. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. When? Wait. Hold on. So was because the I'm probably not even paying attention enough. So I remember Sherry is Birkin, that's his daughter, that the infected girl or whatever in Resident Evil 2, right? But if that's the case, where did, like, was she somewhere again in the timeline? I don't know, cause like, bro, I think I see what he means, cause that is a lot of information. Like, they just smacked this in the face. So like, Wesker got a kid, and Sherry's old as shit. Wait, is Leon still young? How old is Leon now at this point? Hold on.
7 major characters. The story kicks off on Christmas Eve 2012 with Jake Muller, the son of the late Albert Wesker. Hang on, when did he get busy? Yeah, Wesker fucks. Being taken into custody by a grown-up Sherry Birkin, who is now a BSAA agent. Muller is the key to creating a vaccine to the new C virus, but Birkin's mission to extract him from the fictional country of Adonia is put on hold when they are hunted down by a new bioweapon called Ustanak.
What the fuck?
Which is like Nemesis on steroids.
Okay.
To add insult to injury, during the attack they are abducted by an imposter calling herself Ada Wong. Meanwhile, BSAA agents Chris Redfield and Piers Nivans are in the same neighbourhood to keep the local infected population under control. They soon come under attack from a new organisation calling itself Neo Umbrella, supposedly led by Ada Wong, and their whole squad is wiped out by the C virus. Fast forward 6 months and the American president is about to air Umbrella's dirty laundry from the 1998 Raccoon City outbreaks. But there's another bioterrorism attack and the president is infected, forcing our old friend Leon Kennedy to kill him. Leon uncovers that the National Security Advisor Derek Simmons was behind the attack, and he tracks down Simmons to a Neo Umbrella lab in Langxiang, China, with his partner Helena Harper. Chris and Piers are then dispatched to Langxiang to hunt down Ada, and they come into contact with Leon and Helena, who inform them that the Ada that they are hunting is in fact a clone. Following their run-in with Chris, Leon and Helena finally confront and defeat a mutated Simmons. Leon then dispatches Chris and Piers to an oil rig to rescue Jake and Sherry and prevent another large-scale bioterrorism attack, this time courtesy of a bioweapon called Chaos. This kitchen sink approach to storytelling all dovetails into a messy conclusion that sees Piers inject himself with the C virus to defeat Chaos. Sherry and Jake then kill the behemoth Ustanak, and the real Ada destroys the lab where her clone was created.
Ooh!
That was a lot. And I didn't even mention the fact that the logo looks like a giraffe being sucked off by a
Okay, Resident Evil Vendetta. So it's this gotta be a show.
Unfortunately, the film trilogy closer Resident Evil Vendetta also throws everything in the kitchen sink into its overstuffed narrative too. Vendetta brings Chris and Leon back together again.
What the fuck was that?
Rebecca Chambers back into the mix. Yeah, remember her?
That was a whole, like, bro, hold on, we gotta go back, bro.
In the original mix, brings Chris and
bro, these niggas, bro, these niggas got hit by a big ass transformer, bro. What the fuck? Like, yo, what is this game series, bro? Like, what the fuck? Yo, what?
In the kitchen sink into its overstuffed narrative too. Vendetta brings Chris and Leon back together again, but also throws Rebecca Chambers back into the mix. Yeah, remember her? Last time we saw her on the timeline was all the way back in the original Resi, like 20 or so minutes ago.
Oh,
anyway, this trio of bioterrorism busting badasses get embroiled in yet another attempt to unleash a new virus on the unsuspecting citizens of the world. But this time it's a virus with a new name. The A virus, because, well, that letter wasn't yet taken. Long story short, the trio succeed, and along the way, there's fan favourites all over the shop. A new tyrant, a launcher of the grenade variety, and of course,
this nigga Leon, bro.
And lots of virus-riddled zombies.
Alright. Now, we're at Resident Evil 7. So, that will mark the end of, like, our lore venture, because like I said from the beginning of the video, I will not, I'll watch the video up until Resident Evil 7 because I want to experience Resident Evil 7 for myself because like I said, I heard that this is the scariest Resident Evil game and I am highly interested, you know? So yeah, but bro, okay, hold on. Before I even go ahead, bro, shout out to GameSpot, bro, because that, I needed that because I did not know what was going on in this like hellhole Gotham type of franchise, bro, because literally what the frick was any of this that was going on. But okay, I'm understanding the lore. So basically it's a lot of viruses that gets moved from one part of the country to another part, then outside the country to like a whole different continent and all this other stuff. Okay. And the main villain is, well, it was Spencer, and I guess it was Wesker, and now it's currently Ada. Okay, now I understand what's going on in this franchise. It's just like, it's so many characters, like, and it's always like a new partner, so it's like everything's being thrown around. So like Barry, I don't know who was like, because I think Barry was in like the beginning, right? He was in 0. He was either in 0 or he was in 1. It was one or the other, right? So like with that being the case, yeah, like, so I know Leon, Claire, Chris, and Jill. Jill thorough. I will not lie. Jill is definitely thorough, bro. What? She cool as shit. I ain't gonna lie. I think she's probably like number 1 for me. I don't know. I think no. It's gonna be Leon, then it's gonna be Jill. Cause Jill, she been up in polls since episode 1. Since the first game. So yo, but bro, like, okay, here's the thing. I knew Resident Evil had a live action movie, but I did not know that this genre actually had like an entire animated like mini series of, you know, of movies that's like, that had a lot to do with the lore and was like intertwined with the games. I think that is very cool. I think that is very, very cool. I think Wesker got to be like, that's an OP character. I see why they brought that nigga into Dead by Daylight, bro. But I think, like, from the hype that I've been hearing about Wesker, though, it seems like it's really much on his abilities. Because I ain't gonna lie, his motivation, it was less evil. It was just like, you know, revenge and, you know, get backs, basically. That's basically what it looked like to me. It's probably more, you know, it's probably like just a bunch of information that he had to like literally compact into one thing. Because I know out of all the lore videos I was seeing that I was trying to find, this is like the shortest one. Because everything else is like an hour, 2 hours. It's one joint that's actually like 6 hours long. I don't know about all of that, yo. I don't know about all of that. But no, we definitely going to tap into more with Resident Evil 7. But yeah, bro, I really enjoy it. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I think I definitely became a Resident Evil fan. This joint looks really, really good, really interesting. Cause I remember, like I said, I played Resident Evil 2. I think I played a little bit of the first game, but again, I don't really remember like that. But Resident Evil 2, I remember playing, and it was like, it was good and everything. I just didn't know what the fuck was going on. And I'm just basically thinking it's just like zombies who turns into monsters and things like that. Little did I know, it's like all this lore, like with crazy ass zombies and leeches and stripped DNA and fucking all types of like cultists, all types of stuff, bro. I literally did not know that, bro. This is actually interesting. Like, I'm really interested, bro. Like, this joint is really hard. Like, yo, I just can't believe sis had that railgun though. Like, she literally had Optimus Prime's railgun, bro. Like, she literally was just, she was doing shit, bro. What? Bro, that joint looked like the railgun from, like, even from like Transformers 2 when they had the joint on the Navy ship. Oh my gosh, yo, that joint was hard. That was so hard. Like, But that last joint though, like the what is that? That was like what, a movie, or was that like another little series? Whatever it was, the last one we watched. Hold on, I'm about to look back at it. Yeah, Resident Evil Vendetta, bro. What was with the whole like? I don't know what that was. It looked like a missile, but it was crashing into like all these buildings, bro. What was that? Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, like, most likely either tonight or tomorrow, I'm definitely gonna watch these Johns. If y'all want me to watch them, like, if you want me to react to like the little like movies and like probably like the little miniseries Johns, let me know, y'all, because I'll do it. I'll definitely react to this stuff and upload it to the channel, because this actually is fire. This John is really fire, y'all. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I enjoy it, bro. I can't wait to play Resident Evil 7 now. I'm like, literally, I can't wait to play Resident Evil 7. And I am low-key interested in playing some of the other games. And like, even Village, I'm interested in playing Village. And now we're going to be in Resident Evil. This will, I don't know, bro, because they got all these different games. So this will be, technically, this will be Resident Evil 9 that's coming out, right? The new John that's coming out. Oh, bro, like I said, bro, I'm interested. I'm really interested. Damn. This shit hard, bro. This shit hard, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited, bro. But y'all, that is going to be it for tonight. If y'all enjoyed the video, please launch that like button to orbit. Make sure y'all get those comments in. And as well, if you really enjoyed my entertainment on this video and you are new here, please subscribe to join the Planet Earth Alliance. Yup. And y'all already know who it is, y'all. It is your boy, Earthy Live 3. Signing off.
君